Good evening, Internet. This is Josh and TJ at Goal Line, guys. How you doing?
Doing great. It's actually a good year for me
Yeah,
coming up.
we have been remiss in posting on Goal Line, guys. We had too much to talk about that you didn't already know about, but hey, it's about 60 some odd days away from kickoff for week 0. We figured we'd
Yeah,
check
and
in.
another thing, Josh, we are officially 7 days from leaving Florida and heading down to the Bayou for your first LSU game.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's going to be week 1 madness. First time in Baton
Mm-hmm.
Rouge doing a football game. Super excited. Got a cool hookup. Dabo's going to come in town, and hopefully
Mm-hmm.
there is a 2026 reserve bottle of Dabo Tears just waiting to be bottled and just enjoyed in such a
Oh shit, dude, no.
succulent
We're not
manner.
just gonna bottle it, dude. We're not
Yeah.
just gonna bottle that. We're gonna distill that with some, with some grain, make some grain alcohol. The Dabo Tier. It's the best type.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, man. I think it's definitely going to be hot. That's for sure, even if it's night. So I hope Clemson's ready because they're in for it might be a
Yeah,
max all time capacity crowd.
we'll get to that when we get into the meat of it. But yeah, it's gonna be. I've been there multiple times, as y'all know, for big games, but I've never. I live here and talking to my friends. You know the vibes like is insane over there right now. So,
Yeah,
but I
I
think
can't
we
wait.
got some news today about a certain quarterback who is also should I think since he can't play in the league this year should probably be getting a DraftKings endorsement
Account.
deal.
Yeah, he's the ultimate
Count
poster
deal.
child.
Yep. Who are we talking about, Josh?
Yeah, we've got Sorsby, Brendan. It's Brendan Sorsby, yeah, from
Brennan Sorsby.
of
And
Indiana,
th-
Cincinnati, and Texas Tech fame.
yep, and he's pretty much been Pete Rose out of college football. Remember, boys and girls, you can place bets. Just don't place bets on your own damn team when you're an active player, especially when you're a quarterback.
Yeah, that's a
Because
little disingenuous there. I think that even the NFL's kind of giving him the cold shoulder, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, well, what I read today is that Goodell and pretty much the PR guys for the NFL stated that the reason why he's trying to get in seems like there should be punishment for this because this is a big offense, and I think in any sport, I don't care if it's football, baseball, soccer, basketball, you can't be an active player and bet against your own team.
Also, maybe like for the first time in history, the NFL and the NCAA called each other and were like, "Hey, look, why don't we do something collectively in the interest of football in a positive way and not just like fuck each other over?"
Yeah, but
That's
it took someone doing probably the ultimate sin in sports to do this. But you know what? For the first time, I commend the NCAA. I
yeah,
commend Roger Goodell in the NFL. He should sit out a complete year.
yeah. You got to be punished in some way. I imagine like maybe the UFL picks you up, or maybe you go to like Canadian football. There has to be
Yeah, they're
some form of
saying,
exile.
yeah, well, UFL's done for the years. They're done. So it would have to be CFL, if anything.
Or
Or,
yes,
he could go down to NAIA.
he has to go to the Italian Football League, which is just like 17 notches below NAIA. And he'll go to the 37 and ups. You know, like the
37U.
yeah the guys that
Great CTE.
the UPS workers that play with their own with no health insurance.
As boys and girls, if you're playing that and you can still go and have whatever knee cartilage left, I commend you, but I am not going to work with a concussion that I could have easily not had.
Yeah, I'm not working with you. Sorry. I'm
Yes, sorry.
I'm sure your HR department is not going to be happy when you show up with like a torn ACL.
You
Yeah,
show up with a
you still have
blown
to show up to
Achilles.
work
You have
on.
to
You still have to show up to work on Monday.
have fun. Have fun changing oil at the dealership, boys.
It's like you have to fake an injury at work to like not get fired. You have to slip on a
To get
banana
workers'
peel at work.
comp.
Yeah, to get workman's comp. Yeah,
Okay.
that's awesome. Better
But
call Saul.
hmm
That's amazing.
But we have one sad news report. We lost the legend this summer.
Yeah,
Josh, we both know we grew up. We knew after the last 7 o'clock game at 11 o'clock, we knew we were in for madness with Lou Holtz. And who was the other guy with? I always forget.
Mark May was his name.
Mark May, Lou Holtz. Just
Davis.
arguing to argue.
Yeah.
Like
Just,
arguing over a Maryland Tulsa game over a false start for 20 minutes.
right. Just like the greatest moment. The nightcap, just like the absolute, just caviar of the evening. Lou Holtz trolling Mark May.
And only the. But I just hope that Lou Holtz looks down from heaven every day and just flips off Ryan Day.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was probably pretty happy that Indiana got away with beating them
Oh
in the
yeah.
Big Ten title.
Oh, he was laughing so hard.
Yeah. Well, the rest in peace, rest easy, Lou Holtz. We'll miss you. Definitely hanging out with Mike Leach in the old press box in the sky there, giving the old pregame speech. I like it, man. Lou
Swing
Holtz
your
is cool.
sword, baby.
You're right.
Swing
Well,
that sword.
we got a new 5-year cap potentially here, an age cap with the
Yeah,
NCAA and other
it was
football news.
the way it starts is either once you turn 19, you're in school, or once you start school, you have 5 years to play.
Yeah.
We're getting rid of the red shirt altogether. We're getting rid of super seniors. I mean, I'm okay with it. I kind of wish we still had the medical red shirts. I'm not talking the Chambliss. I have tonsillitis,
Right. It
but
has
like
to be like a physical, like a soft tissue injury or a
well, like you
broken
tear your
bone,
ACL.
clavicle.
I still think you tear your ACL week 1 within the first 4 games of the season. You should have that medical red shirt though.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that's now you should probably only get like one.
Right. There has to be a cap.
Outside of something like you got cancer, maybe that could be like a specialty thing, like you had disease. But I'm not saying to add a 6 year. I'm saying if you get a legit torn Achilles, ACL, torable injury, you get that year back.
Yeah, it's like you'd have to have the extreme example of what was that one quarterback from Utah who just like each year like a rotator cuff or a knee would blow out. What was his name?
Oh God, I remember him now because that whole last year they thought he could play and he couldn't.
Yeah, they like basically waited around for him to. It might have cost Kyle Whittingham a national championship game.
I think it did.
Because if he would have been on that team, they might have been a little bit better. God, I'm going to think of his name here in a second. What was this guy's name? Yeah, that really cost them basically a season.
But I mean, Kyle Whittingham, he's in a better place now.
Yeah, he's in greener. I don't know. I think it's so weird. Maybe they didn't think he could go over the top. I don't know.
I just think he was old and washed up, and then the whole Michigan situation happened, and it was like, oh, we have to do this now.
Well, I would say Michigan made a smart move because that's a great hire. Cam Rising was the guy's name. I had to look
Cam
it up.
Rising, that's right.
Cam Rising, yeah.
Yeah, because he would try to do every game, and it was like, nope, you're not.
Every year he had some horrific injury, devastating season-ending injury. It's like, okay, with guys like that, all right, we can make some exceptions here, but I think what they really wanted to curb was bringing in these 25-year-old Australian rules football punters that were already professional athletes and putting them in as true freshmen. It's like you can't.
It's kind of like, yeah, it's just like in basketball. There's players who are in the G League in the NBA coming back to play college ball.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, they should nip that in the bud. College football should be for college age students.
Yeah.
They don't have to read. They don't have to know how to write. But damn, they need to be at least. There has to be something that makes it college like. There has to be some facade.
Yeah, because I mean, a built 25-year-old is going to destroy any 19, 20-year-old.
Yeah, light years ahead. Especially.
I mean, imagine Derrick Henry going back to the league at 33.
That's hilarious.
With his thighs, he just fucking destroyed people.
Yeah, he was already light years ahead physically.
Yeah, but you look at him at Bama, and now he's freakishly bigger.
Yeah, it's almost just like the only thing you would regret is just the tread is a little less on the tires.
I I think he's just a physical anomaly.
Yeah.
I think that tread's everlasting because he hasn't lost a step at his age.
Yeah. There are some very rare genetic cases, but yeah, if I don't think it's. I think it kind of takes the piss out of college sports when it's you're importing international professional athletes to a college campus. It's like that's not the point of what we're trying to do here. We can't
Exactly.
win at literally any cost. So they tested the
I
bounds of
mean,
decency.
and we were about to have some disturbing. Jake Paul said once he was done with boxing, he wanted to play college ball, and this kind of destroys that. And I'm
Yeah.
happy.
Maybe they read that and they were just like, absolutely, this is the thing that helps us make this decision. We can't have this moron gumming up college football and college game day every fucking nanosecond of the marketing. Yeah, so maybe he's the root cause. No, maybe not the root cause, but maybe the straw that broke the camel's back.
He's the straw that broke the back.
Yeah, 100%. It's just the anti-Jake Paul rule. They're like, let's just go ahead and nip this in the bud here. That's
Just
awesome.
go to WWE if your brother, bruh.
Yeah, just make sure that you stay far and away from the greatest sport on the face of the planet.
Yes.
Uh,
Same thing to Ted Cruz. I don't want any politicians involved with my sport
yeah,
either. Just
keep
gonna throw it out there.
Congress. Yeah, keep Congress out of football, please. God,
And
between
I'm saying because he's a Republican, I don't want anyone
yeah,
political involved with football unless you were a coach. Like the exceptions, like Tommy Tuberville.
right. But also, it's like between all the committees and the conferences and the university chairs and the committees and there's too many fingers in the pie already. So let's come to some sensible conclusions here. So hopefully things will
Agreed.
hopefully things will kind of flatten out here with the NIL and all that as well. So, but yeah, I mean, there's been some big moves off season for the LSU Tigers. I mean, this is the
Mm-hmm.
LSU Super Way Too Early preview, so this is
Mm-hmm.
going to be a very LSU focused episode here for Goal Line Guys. Season 5, by the way. This will be our
Mm-hmm.
first season on YouTube, Rumble as well. So I'll get a camera here at one point, but we'll do some visual elements here. But definitely check us out on YouTube. We've got a channel. We'll get you that information here shortly, and we're also going to join
Oh,
on
it's
Rumble.
easy, dude. It's just goal line guys.
Oh, we got the
At it's at goal. What you can do is just go click in at goal line guys, and that leads right to our page.
hell yeah, I like that. Well, yep. So what we'll do is here we'll put it in gear here for the LSU Tigers. We got a lot to talk about here. Big off-season moves. Some new faces, some old faces, some transfers. TJ's got all the information here. I'll hand you the baton here, and you let me know
Thank you
what.
very much, Josh. Well, LSU's 2026 season actually started all the way back October 26, 2025. A day, well, 2024 was one of the saddest days because we let A&M come to our house where we led the game by, I think, 11 points at half, and we ended up losing by almost 30.
Yeah,
That the next day, that following Sunday, Brian Kelly, thank you God, was officially fired. Then became the whirlwind coaching search. Who are we going to get? Are we going to get Lane? Are we going to go get Dilly out of Iowa State? No, we went after why we got a new AD in this. Verge Osberry, a former player for LSU back in the 80s, he went, I want one fish, and it's the biggest one out there. So he called up old Lane Train, and on November 30th, 2025, Lane Kiffin is scurrying to the Oxford airport because a chartered MMR plane with Verge Osberry and other boosters from LSU were there to pick him up and his coaching staff. Now, did they get the whole coaching staff? No, because as we know, Pete Golding stayed, the defensive side left, but their whole offensive coaching staff came outside of the O-line coach because he graduated from Ole Miss. So I'm going to go over first our defensive staff because that had the smallest amount of change. We only had two coach change over there. Then I'm going to go over the meat of the offensive staff. So, of course, we retained Blake Baker, which was a big get. Corey Raymond, who's the godfather of DBU, he's in charge of the entire secondary, with Blake Baker coaching the safeties as well. One of the first changes we had is we brought in Sterling Lucas. If people don't know who this is, he's the guy who's been silently generating, these insane defensive ends for South Carolina the last 5 years. In doing so, we had to move Kevin Peoples, who's been our DE coach, to DT. Our linebacker coach is the other first change will be Lane Kiffin's brother, Chris Kiffin. Special team coach is Joe Hudson, and we kind of rehired someone, Josh.
Yeah, a real special gentleman near
Well,
and dear to the LSU program.
near and dear, but also arguably one of the best defensive line coaches in the country, the best recruiter in the country, and I will put that down. He is the goat of recruiting, especially in LSU. That is Coach Ed Ogeron is back with the LSU football.
Yeah. Well, hey, we're playing with fire with Lane Kiffin, and then hey, why not dump jet fuel right directly on top of that by rehiring Ed Ogeron? I mean, we got to be cooking here. We might as well cook at 1,000
Well,
degrees
hey,
Fahrenheit.
since he's took over, they've gotten 4 more 5-star recruits that
Exactly.
were all flips.
It's all about momentum, baby.
It is. So let's talk about the offensive staff. This was completely redesigned because last year's LSU offense was hot garbage. Of course, Lane Train's AC is OC. I think the biggest get that we did, outside of Lane, of course, is getting Charlie Weiss Jr. to be our OC. I think that, and also Kevin Smith, who is our running backs coach. People may remember that name. He was the running back for UCF, who was just unstoppable when he was at UCF. He was also had a decent career in the league, cut short. But here's what he's done, Josh. Since he's been at Lane since the FAU days, almost every year, statistically, he has a 1,200 yard rusher with 10 TDs. Every year, he's been an RB coach.
Yeah, run game's gonna have to come back here.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do that. And also, we hired also offensive line was our problem, so we went and grabbed Eric Wolford from Kentucky. 30 years of football, and on the line, one of the top O-line coaches you can get.
Yeah, interesting that Kentucky diverged and divested from Mark Stoops. Great coach. Just a quick update here. I know that everyone is just completely baffled as to what Brian Kelly's doing right now. He is actually listed as an informal consultant to the Memphis Tigers. So
because he's unpaid.
He's meddling around somewhere.
Well, he's doing that, Josh, because part of his buyout, he has to work. He can't just sit home. He has to be. And what he did is they hired him with no pay, so he's still collecting his money from LSU.
So there's some sort of trickeration here.
You know what? I don't care. I paid a man $54 million to leave. Whatever. Goodbye. You're over.
Just make sure he's gone. Get him a job application for Bojangles.
Look. We'll make sure the check's clear every Friday. We're good.
Yeah, we got the money. It's not about money, Brian.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you, it's not about the money, Josh, because we spent $42.5 million on this new roster.
That's crazy. Brian Kelly is such an undeserving douche.
Well, Brian Kelly didn't want just to pay players when I think Matt Moscona, who's one of my favorite guys for LSU, he put it the best way. When we hired Brian Kelly, it was like buying the best horse available the same day the Model T rolled out the factory.
Yeah, exactly. Or a Ford F-150. It was leaps and bounds better. Hold on, just spitballing here. Looking into my crystal ball, do you think FSU would be retarded enough in the future to hire Brian Kelly? I fear that the answer is yes.
I would go after O before I went after him.
Yeah,
I just think the game it's like Les Miles. The game passed them.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, is FSU that hopeless? Like, at that point, we're Auburn. Like, at that point, we're probably lower tiered than Auburn if we do that.
I hope y'all wouldn't. That sounds like more something that, like, a USF would do.
Right. Yeah, it's below us.
And I think he needs to go to a non-Power 5 school if he wants to try to get back. He's got his journey. I really don't care.
Hopefully we don't have to live through this nightmare. I'm just kind of spitballing here. I just had a thought, and I thought it was worth the nightmare scenario.
You have to know, Josh, you have to know now he probably just cusses himself every day for leaving Notre Dame. He could have been there forever.
Yeah, they probably would have tolerated his, absolute, fucking incompetence. Mm-hmm. But hey,
you play 2 hard games a year. You're playing all the military schools. You go 10-2, make the playoffs every year.
Right, and now the money's pouring in. Well,
So,
I guess we'll never know because Mike Norvell will be there for the next 4 years. So hopefully that window of opportunity closes.
hopefully you find like a secret billionaire, or maybe Florida State somehow, some way gets Elon Musk to be a fan.
Yeah, that would be great. He's a new what do they call that? He's like
NIL through SpaceX.
it's the only way that we can save the program. What do they call it? He's an honorary grad.
It's like
We give him an honorary doctorate.
He's gonna put Neuralink in all the players, and it's gonna be like he's playing Madden on the sideline.
It just put him in the coaches. Fuck, the players are fine.
No, there's no coach. It's just him playing like with a joystick on the sideline of the screen.
He like cross platforms NCAA 05 playbooks.
Okay, so
that would be amazing.
It would be.
Yeah,
so
back to 2026 LSU.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. Biggest thing, of course, we got. Now I do have the projected stars. So let's talk real quick about the transfer portal because we had to be heavy because on top of getting Lane late, we lost a lot of recruits because there was that brief time, about a month of uncertainty with LSU.
Yeah.
And because we were laying on Wayne to see what he did in the playoffs, so we had to go hard and heavy in the transfer portal. Of course, I'm not going to go over all 45 players we got because we got a lot of depth pieces, but I'm going to go over the main guys real quick. And I think I would be remiss to not say the first one was our quarterback, Sam Levitt. And again, I'm going to say, thank you, God, we didn't get Sorsby.
That would have been amazing. You
know how much I would have cried?
For me.
But, at least... But, Josh, at least in that situation, I would have still had another 5-star quarterback, Husan Longstreet from Southern Cal, who we also brought up to be the backup. Because after the 2025 season, our complete QB room was gone.
So you needed some depth there.
Oh, we have 4 guys now. We also got Elon, who's from Elon College. He's a kind of like a white chambliss is the way they describe him. And we have T. Martin's son on the team as well as the 4th string.
Okay, so you got options.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's 3 things I think. There's 3 positions that are the most critical, and you'll agree, on any football team. Number 1 is your quarterback, right?
Roger.
Number 2 is your left tackle. So what does LSU do? We go and get the best left tackle available in Jordan Seaton. This kid is a freak of nature. He got, people, he played under prime time, and even he said it was too much of a circus there.
Right.
This kid, since he's been at LSU, he has dropped 30 pounds and has been a monster on the practice field during spring. The next one, the 3rd thing you always need, Josh, you have to have a edge rusher or some type of sack master.
Right, you got to get pressure on the quarterback.
Now, I'm gonna apologize because this is a little bit of a hard name for my country ass to spell. Princewell Uman Milan. I'm probably going to butcher that real bad, but he is the best returning sack leader in the SEC. The story on him, we kind of did something that is now illegal. He had already signed his letter with Ole Miss. We called him up saying, "Oh, you're making $500,000? We're going to give you $1 million. Come on over." Paid Ole Miss $500,000 from our money, and got him to come over.
That's amazing. Oh man! So he was already a student there, or he was already heading there?
He was already. He had been there.
He's a junior. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to be he's one of the. There's 2 seniors we brought over, and it's him and TJ Dottery, who are both from Ole Miss.
That's awesome.
Yeah. The other names I'm going to go through real quick. We had to completely rebuild the receiving core. We didn't go heavy with money on that because we wanted like a good balance. So the number 1 we got was Winnie Watkins Jr. from Ole Miss. He'll be a freshman next year, a redshirt freshman. He knows the lane offense. He's a speedster. He did get to play a little bit last year. He was just kind of buried on the chart. He's going to be kind of like our nickel guy. We also have Eugene Wilson III from Florida. He's a speedster. When healthy, he's the best. But the 2 I want people to remember right now. Number 1, Jace Brown from Kansas State. This kid is going to be a freak of nature. He averages 30 yards a catch.
Jesus.
Then on top of that, we have Trey Brown from Old Dominion. These two will be the guys on the outside every week, barring injury. He is all about yak. This kid is averaging over 10 plus yards after catch.
I do love these guys that are just like super talented. They get stranded in like these super weird, like, backwater kind of programs all across the nation. And now it's just like there's so much film watching and there's so many people moving around. It's like, this Old Dominion guy could. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like Khalil Mack played for Buffalo. Think if he was in the transfer portal era.
Yeah, he would have been in Georgia. He would have been at Georgia.
Yeah,
Alabama. Yeah, that's crazy. How did Khalil Mack end up at the University of Buffalo? That is just baffling. Who missed that? Somebody at Rivals.com should lose their job.
They should. All right, so Josh, I think the number one tradition at LSU is having 2 5-star running backs and a 3-star beat them, correct?
Yes.
That guy's name this year is Dylan Jones. He'll be a sophomore out of Wisconsin. He got to play in one game where he started. He did pull his hamstring, but this kid went beast mode on Iowa State last year. Like, he was running through papers. He's the big back of the group. Whenever you see third and short downs, you're going to see Dylan Jones. It would not surprise me if he's the starter at the end of the season. Now,
I was going to say, Wisconsin usually has a healthy dose of running backs that could play just about literally anywhere.
Yes, and also, Josh, for the first time since O left, I have a fullback.
It's time to put him back in, baby.
Zach Gage, Oregon. 245, 6'2". He's on the team as a tight end, but in practice he's been playing like, the H-back.
Right.
The only other 2 names I want to talk about real quick is Ty Benefield, safety out of Boise State. He was all-world at Boise last year. He should be really good. And also TJ Daugherty. He was the leading tackler for the SEC next year. And when we line up on defense, we will have the 2023 and 2025 sack leaders of the SEC playing next to each other.
So you guys went and just absolutely just went on a spending spree here, and just Ole Miss was like a candy shop for you guys.
Well, we had to. I mean, we lost a lot of our roster just between losing a coach, recruits. Yeah. We had to do things. Now,
all's fair in love and war, TJ.
I know, but you know what? We did really, really, really good defensively on our recruiting this year. 3 guys you will see play week 1. They may be the first 3 freshmen to start at LSU between both tackles and end. And it's not because, we have good depth there. We have good players who have starred elsewhere between the SEC and ACC. These guys are just freaks of nature. Number 1 I'm going to tell you about is Lamar Brown. Number 1 recruit in the country, edge rusher out of U-High in Baton Rouge. They're saying the only thing Josh, you don't know anything about U-High. U-High is on LSU's campus, and they have a rule that you can't graduate early to play in spring sports. So that's why he wasn't part of spring. But the 2 others, Richard Anderson, he was the number 3 overall defensive tackle in the country. He's been all world where they've even been plugging him in at fullback sometimes. And this name, Josh, before his career's over, you will know and will be scared of Deuce Gerald's 99. This kid this is the only guy who could beat Jordan Seed at camp as a true freshman. This kid's one of those 18-year-olds, looks like he's 31 already. He is going to be the guy people will fear. You there? All right, guys. Looks like Josh somehow fell off the face of the earth again. So we'll keep going until he gets back with us, okay? So, let's go back in here. And yes, I'm reading on a spreadsheet. Where's my spreadsheet? Okay, so I'm going to go over a couple of names. We also brought in Aiden Hall, who was another 4-star. Gerald McCoy, our defense lineman, a 4-star. Haven Finley Jr., 4-star. Bryson Cooley, 4-star. And Dylan Purter, another 4-star. And while he's gone, let's go over the starting lineups for LSU. For these are just projected as of right now. First off, we have Sam Levitt will be our quarterback. Let's see, Josh is trying to beep in. Yeah. Let's just text him real quick. Yeah. I'm still rolling. Back in. Yeah, because we're still rolling, folks. Let's wait for Josh to get back. Let me do some real quick while we're doing this. Also, remember to like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. This is our first episode. We want to bring a lot more to you this season. So let me figure out this thing. So enter via link. We're going to remove Josh for a second. Also, put down in the comments any questions you have for us or anything. I'm definitely the homer here for LSU and everything else LSU. Alright, so we're going to tell them we resent the link. I'm probably going to edit all this out right here. Alright, so back to where. So last year, of course, we knew our starting quarterback was Garrett Nussmeier. Sadly, due to injury, which ended up, we didn't know exactly what it was. We always thought it was a core injury. It was actually a cyst really close to his spinal cord that when he was making the torque motion, it would just cause him pain. That's why, I always noticed last season, he could not get that extra oomph into the pass. He was a fifth-year senior. He, of course, is gone. He is replaced by quarterback Sam Levitt, formerly of Arizona State. He was, of course, in the Scatterboo, what's known as the Scatterboo game in the 2024 playoffs against Texas. He is coming off a Lisfranc fracture surgery, which is pretty intense, but he is supposedly 100% clear. If you haven't watched on Instagram, there's videos of him running up to 21 miles per hour at full speed. He's dunking footballs in the goalpost. He is the man. So last year when we started, of course, it was K. Durant running back. We did have a 5-star Harlem Bailey. He took over towards the end of the season. I am, like I said earlier, going to put Dylan Jones as the split. I think Dylan's definitely going to be the guy towards the end because he can just put you down on the ground. All right, receiving core, completely redone. Jace Brown, U.G. Wilson III, Jackson Brown will be your starters. At tight end, show me still in the studio. Okay, get back. Okay, so we're going to do that. So Bauer Sharp was he was from Oklahoma. Trey Green just came alive, and nothing bad about Bauer. He's on the Bucks, which is my pro team. They're saying he, even as an undraft, as a 7th-round pick, he should make the team because he is. I think last year just wasn't, the amount of he didn't get the volume he was expecting because Trey I'm sorry, you have a 6'7" freaking nature behind you. He's going to end up being the starter. So for offensive line, this is the biggest change of anything we've done this year. So first off, Tyree Adams left, replaced by Jordan Seaton. Josh Thompson, who was complete hot garbage, was replaced by Ali Ba. Braylon Morris Center did return. He was the best person on the line, leaps and bounds. DJ Chester has also left us, going to be replaced in-house by Devin Harper. And right tackle Weston Davis, who I will say was a turnstile last year. He has hit the weight room. Okay, 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
All right, let's
do it. We're back. Sorry about that, folks. New software and stuff. But where I left off, Josh, I know you disappeared for a second. I was talking about some of the changes to the offense and defense, just of starters. I did the offense while you were gone. I'm just going to go over to defense real quick.
No worries. Go ahead.
Of course, Princewell is going to be your starter. After that, the two DTs and edge. As of right now, it's Dominic McKinley, who's a holdover. Stefan Green, who's a transfer from Clemson, and Gabriel Reelford, who's also returning. I think all three are going to be switched out to Deuce Gerald's, Richard Anderson, Lamar Brown, probably before the Clemson game. I mean, before the Ole Miss game. After that, I mean, the honky badger himself, Whit Weeks, TJ Daugherty, Deshaun Spears moves from safety to the what we call the star position, which is kind of like that tweener. You're kind of like got to be a tweener between like a nickel back, but that size between the linebacker and safety. That's what he plays. So he'll be roam the perimeter. Of course, we have a 6'5" cornerback in DJ Pickett. We're also going to have PJ Woodland. Of course, the guy we're bringing up would be a true sophomore. Time Benefield and Tamarcus Cooley are also will round out the defense.
I like it.
Now I think we this time, Josh, it's time to go to our favorite part of the year. We're going to talk about the season.
All right.
Okay, week 1, Clemson, Death Valley. Josh, you don't know what the hell you're getting into coming to Death Valley. Week 1 of the biggest name ever. We're having game day with Pat McAfee. We gonna be singing neck STTDB. You gonna smell all the different alcohols, food, maybe even a little THC out there. I don't know. But it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a banger. 7 o'clock. There is no chance in hell Clemson wins this game in Death Valley. The Dabo tears will flow in early September, which, Josh, we also know that's when they're ripe, because that means their season's already ruined.
Yeah, if you're LSU, it's like, is this a must-win game? By no means is your season derailed. You know, if you lose to a tight game against a Clemson team with their back against the wall, you know, there's a lot of if, ands, or buts if you're LSU. You know, you've got your whole life in front of you. But man, it would be a pretty sour situation for Dabo, because he just needs a win right now. He needs the team to buy in. I think you're going to get a game out of him. I think you guys are more talented. I think you guys are obviously on paper the better team, but I don't know, man. Dabo's just, I don't know. Let's see what the new OC can do. I don't know. Sometimes Dabo's still got to. We'll see if Dabo has any cards left in the deck.
We'll see. I mean, I could definitely see the offense being shaky to start out, because I mean, Sam Levitt's only going to be running the offense for fall camp.
Right.
I can see it being shaky, but I think between our offensive line, our running backs, and this powerhouse defense, that we should be okay here.
Yeah.
Next week, Louisiana Tech win. We're not even going to discuss that. Then week 3, Josh, the big one. Probably the most eyes Oxford has ever had on them in their lives. Probably since Arch Manning played. LSU rolls into Ole Miss in Oxford. This is a pure blood hate game. I honestly believe Lane Kiffin is smarter than Pete Golding. I don't have too much faith in Pico. I really think if Ole Miss only hired him because they were in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think if they're not in the playoffs, they would have done a traditional search. I just think at that time, we got to keep this team bought in. We got to win. I don't see Pete Golding being there in 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of tough, because I think they get tested early, too. You'll know how good he is of a coach, simply because
they play Louisville first, so they do have a okay test, and that's also one of those stupid, week 1 neutral field side games.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is, if they open up heavy favorites against Brom, the head coach of the Louisville Cardinals, they'll bring everything but the kitchen sink. So I think Louisville comes in that game. I mean, I don't think they're a great team by any stretch of the imagination, but there's just something about Coach Brom over at Louisville when he has multiple weeks to prepare. They're probably going to open up maybe even a double-digit favorite against Louisville. I mean, that's just an invitation to cover.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a smash cover. But I don't know, man. It's going to be a great game. I mean, can just pure hatred and vitriol, lead? Ole Miss still has Trinidad Chambliss, correct?
Yes, they do.
They're still going to be cooking. They're still going to be cooking, bro.
Cooking, but it's Trinidad without Charlie Weiss Jr.
Yeah.
That's what because they did the same thing Coach O did back in 21, which they just went and found a guy who could, back then we found a guy who supposedly could run Joe Brady's offense.
Right.
Well, that's what Pete Cohen did. He just found the OC from ECU who can supposedly run the Lane Charlie Weiss system. We'll see how that works out. Again, I just don't see Lane losing that game.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's gonna be a lot of pressure.
It's gonna be a tight game. I'm not gonna be stupid and say it's not gonna be a tight game. But
it's just how good is Levitt gonna play? That's the real question.
It's how good is Levitt and how good is Trinidad with this new offensive coordinator gonna play? Could be a duel, and it's gonna come down to who has better defense at the end of the day, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, you guys are gonna be a little bit more loaded. Yeah, you always are. Talent wise.
I think next game we lose. A&M coming off that. If we come off the win at Ole Miss, it's real hard to come off that big emotional win and then have to play someone like A&M. It would not surprise me one bit if we drop this game. I hate A&M with a passion, but it would not surprise me.
I would not put it beyond A&M to lose any game that mattered ever. I think Marcel Reed kind of sucks. I saw what I needed to see out of him.
A&M has our number, Josh. Yeah. I don't know why A&M is that team who, for some reason, has our number.
Yeah, they get up for that game.
They always do.
It's honestly the best rivalry addition. Mm-hmm. In terms of all the new SEC teams, for whatever reason, I guess proximity breeds contempt. Yeah, I mean, it's been great to watch. I mean, it's been ever since they joined the SEC. They've had a...
Well, we were the only team... I thought it was hilarious that Bama could never stop Manziel, but LSU always had the answer for him.
I think... Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. No, you go ahead.
I just think that Elko... I don't know, man. I just didn't see it with Marcel Reed. I think he's an outstanding running quarterback, but, man, he was fucking brain dead when it mattered. He was awful. Awful in the big games.
He steps up against LSU though. I can't since they joined.
Yeah.
We own it's been a weird ever, and especially since the 7 overtime game.
Right.
So next week I'm gonna go run McNeese. We're gonna win. Kentucky, don't care. We're gonna win. Mississippi State. Sorry, Coach Leach. Auburn may be a fun game for a little while, but I don't see USF North beating us. These next 3 games scare me, Josh, because I don't see how you get through these next 3 games without a loss between Alabama, Texas, and Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean that's probably
Bama, Texas back to back weeks. I mean, Bama, you are coming off the bye week, the traditional, Halloween bye week. Mm-hmm. And I'll go on later about how I do not believe Bama's Bama, but having to also play Sarkisian in the who's Saban's favorite OC group. Out of the 3, I would really just like to lose to Tennessee if I have to choose between the 3.
Yeah,
but I don't see us surviving those 3 games without loss.
That would be pretty tough. I mean, you guys, your schedule is difficult, but it breaks kind of nicely. There's some breaks in there. Yeah, Auburn's kind of the interesting one. I mean, I think they're going to give you... It's at Jordan-Hare. Mm-hmm. It's going to be at noon. Fuck off. That is going to be a nightmare scenario.
Well, everyone has to have 2 early games here. Well, actually, I didn't put it on here, but the Arkansas game is going to be at 3 o'clock most likely.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Until you beat Alabama, man. Until you exercise the demons. I mean, Texas too. I think Tennessee's the easiest of those 3 games. The only thing that sucks is that's at Knoxville, and you have the Lane Kiffin
those game. Yeah, you win. If you beat Bama and Texas, you're walking into Tennessee bang the fuck up. I mean, there's no way you're not at full strength.
This could be the worst season for Tennessee in terms of they just got to make sure their quarterback can kind of plug in. I don't know. I think. I don't know.
You know what's an enigma for me for Tennessee? How they had the only quarterback go file an injunction and get denied.
Yeah. What's
Like it's everyone else gets to play. Like shoot, even Sorsby found a way to play after. Was still going to play after getting caught gambling through an injunction. But it's just like how bad were you at getting that?
the good news is that that Tennessee team will be coming off an away game at Texas A&M, so that's kind of your saving grace. You may, if you can get ahead of Alabama and Texas, you might sweep that 3 game stretch.
Plausible, but I know my team. I know
Yeah,
Lane's our coach, but at the same time, it's just LSU at the end of the day.
yeah.
So of course Arkansas. And I'd like to say, Josh, in the 5th year, it's the first time I didn't have LSU going undefeated.
I mean, you guys could probably survive, depending on when and where you lose these games. I mean, I think you guys could be 9-3. You guys could be a shoe in here because you have a difficult schedule. I mean, Clemson probably goes on to make some noise in the ACC. Ole Miss is going to have something to say about the SEC. Texas A&M is going to be in the mix.
Bama, Texas will be there till Bama starts showing more signs.
Auburn will be interesting. I think Auburn won't win the SEC, but they'll definitely knock somebody out. Like they're gonna bite somebody.
I like I like the kid from USF, the quarterback.
Yeah.
And you have a lot, and the good a lot of people make fun of that because who was at Penn State pretty much brought half of Iowa State with them.
Yeah.
But at least you have a foundation, to work off of. You have guys there, who have been the system and making it a little easier for transition.
I think it just literally turning the page on the Hugh Freeze era is going to inject so much energy into the Auburn fan base, into the Auburn players. I mean, they've just been ass. So, I mean, I think he's a good coach. I don't think he's a great coach because last year USF had some opportunities to win some really, really big, meaningful games on the road, and they just didn't get over the top against beatable teams.
Well,
but maybe that's talent. Who knows? But
I think talent and depth. But I mean, I will say we were all USF fans when they beat Florida at 100%. Their house.
And what's an interesting angle here, I think we'll know more about Auburn after week 3 or 4 because they do get to host the upstart Florida Gators here. And if Golish can roll over that mojo, that would be hilarious because that would send Florida into a spiral because Auburn just has their number first and foremost.
Yeah, I already got when we do the Florida show, I already got the name of the show. It's called What is the Definition of Insanity?
Yeah, just doing the same thing over and over again.
Yep, Sunbelt. You go from Sunbelt Billy to Sunbelt Summerall.
Yeah, he's. I don't know. I didn't get that. That was a head scratcher, but
literally, you go from trying to get Lane Kiffin to him. Like that's your pivot.
Yeah, that's like trying to take the prom queen to fucking to the prom, and then it's just like, all right, you're a 5, you'll do.
Yeah, I mean, it's make it make sense. I mean, you could have went. I mean, think about Kyle Whittingham with that beautiful mullet in the SEC.
Yeah, that would have been a great hire. That would have been an amazing hire. Yeah, that was just I don't know. I don't think they saw him on the radar, and then there's something about Florida, man. There is something rotten in Denmark. I don't know what's going on, but
there was also the fact that I have to say I like Michigan right now because they made me poaching Lane Kiffin look like nothing in the week after.
I'll have to do some more deep dive. I mean, obviously, I think Texas is probably going to be pretty locked in as far as they're going to be pretty formed into shape by the time they get you guys. And then Alabama, kind of the same thing here. I just don't know. This is the year we find out, does DeBoer, can he step outside of the shadow of following Saban? I mean, they've got.
You know what, Josh? I'm going to say this again when we do the Bama show, but I'm going to say it right now. Oof. The best thing that could happen for Bama and your fans, and I'm not being mean, this is something I'm honestly scared of. Like, I don't want this to happen, but I think what's going to happen, I think Bama misses the playoffs this year. I think DeBoer is going to be the fall guy, and I know you just gave him an extension. You just saw what happened. You just saw what happened to Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And Bama has the boosters. You guys, and the other thing you need to happen is Dan Lanning lose the playoffs and again the first round.
Well, lucky for LSU, the 3 teams even though there is a bye week in front of the LSU game, Alabama has to play Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee on the road, and Texas A&M and Aggies. I mean, manna from heaven as far as we're concerned with the bye week there.
Mm-hmm.
So a little give and take with that, but I don't know, man. Your guys' schedule is tough. I mean,
When is it not? I mean,
yeah,
LSU, when we were in the SEC West, it was
right.
always, you went through a murder's row. You at the end of the year, you went through Auburn, you went through Bama, you went through A&M, and, people laugh when I say this. Back in the day, Arkansas was no slunch. I mean, they used to be one of the hardest hitting teams week in, one out. I mean, they never went to big bowl games, but they played a few to the bitter end.
I think what's weird about your schedule is you play the top one, two, three, four, five teams in the SEC,
Mm-hmm.
but then you also play like the worst three teams in the SEC. You play
Well,
Arkansas, Auburn, Kentucky. Yeah, Kentucky's going to be trash. Mississippi State. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the worst of both worlds because it's like
mhm.
you don't dodge any of the heavy hitters. Yeah, you guys might have the hardest SEC schedule. Thank God you don't play Georgia.
Well, that's next year. Which weirdly, Josh, next year we don't play Bama.
That's shameful.
I know 2027 will be odd, but we get Georgia. So I mean, I don't think the SEC is designed to where. I mean, I don't think any team on their schedule in the same year should have Bama, Texas, Georgia, LSU. I
That's
mean,
yeah,
that's unfair. I mean, I will agree with that 100%.
that's absurd.
I mean, if you had to play, I'm not talking back to back to back. I'm talking like just in your schedule, you got to play all top four SEC teams.
So there's not a LSU is not a permanent Alabama rotation, not a
No,
permanent rival.
no, because our permanent is A&M, Ole Miss, A&M, Ole Miss, Oklahoma's in our belt too now.
Okay, yeah, that tripped me up because I'm like, what world do we live in which LSU is not allowed to play Alabama in the regular season?
Dude, I'm already facing it. This is the first year we're not playing Florida in like forever in the
Yeah, that's
season. So
really.
that's
I was gonna
weirding me out
say,
too.
I wish you guys played them.
I mean, we'll have time. I mean, you gotta remember the way it's built up is within 4 years you play everyone.
Okay. Yeah.
Because
It's
like
just
this is a new last year. Pretty much we'll do. You have 2 years where you're gonna play the same teams,
yeah.
but you'll just reverse where you're at. Then the next year it rotates.
Right. Okay, that was just tripping me up there. I didn't look. I hadn't looked at everything. Well, keep in mind I've
Yeah.
been pretty unplugged here.
And the other thing we're not talking about, this is the first nine. What we have 9 SEC games this year.
Right. That's a huge tough test, and you guys didn't. You guys did the right thing, and
Hmm.
you kept the Clemson game on.
And I think
Yeah.
next year we're going to play someone big next year to start off with. I don't remember who, but we do have a week one contract because we want to challenge week one. I
Right.
mean, and also with polling and everything now, you need strength of schedule.
Right.
I mean, that's the only way Bama got in. They were 9-3, but they got to go in because of that strength of schedule.
Right.
Whew.
Yeah, I think you guys. I mean, I don't think Arkansas has enough in the tank. I mean, even though they are rivals, they're catching last game of the season. I don't know. Arkansas is going to be. They're going to be pretty beat up by the time they get to you guys.
I agree. I mean, they're going to be pretty beat up, and I mean,
I
they'll
didn't
play
love
the
their
first
hire.
half.
I didn't love their coaching hire.
Who's that?
I don't even remember the guy's name. I was
From which
surprised.
school?
Arkansas.
Arkansas, yeah, because at the last, remember they almost had Alex Golish, and at the last second he went to Auburn instead.
Yeah, I forget who they hired.
Some guy that I'm just gonna put it like this: Arkansas is like the Cowboys; they won't be good until Jerry Jones dies.
Yeah, Ryan Silverfield. I think. Oh, he was at Memphis,
Okay,
so that's like a halfway decent.
that's still such a hard program to fix, though. I mean,
You would need Nick Saban to turn Arkansas into something formidable.
I don't even know if you could use him. I don't even Prime Saving could save Arkansas.
Yeah. Well, I think
Maybe.
LSU. I think LSU makes. I mean, I don't know what the odds are here.
Hmm.
I mean, it
Um,
would. What are the okay? What are the chances LSU does not make the playoff?
our whole season, Josh, is going to revolve around the health of Sam Levitt. If
Yeah.
Sam Levitt's healthy, this is a 9-3-10-2 team. If
Right.
he's not healthy, this is a maybe a 7-win team.
Right.
Because I mean, Huson Longstreet was doing better at the end of camp, but I don't think he's ready. I think when Levitt leaves in 2 years, yeah, he'll
Yeah.
be fine. But he's not ready. The kid from Elon's not ready. I mean, J. Martin, T. Martin's son is just there to be with his dad.
Right.
He'll never see the field for LSU outside of a complete knock on wood. Please not let this happen, but like a catastrophe happen at quarterback.
Yeah.
But that's how
Yeah.
I feel. Levitt, if I get 2024 Levitt,
But
we're a
that's
playoff.
almost. But that's almost like a get out of jail free card. You know, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not hoping for anything to happen to Sam Levitt, but like, let's say there's some kind of rough and tumble, injury here,
Mm.
and the things go off the rails here. I don't know, man. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see LSU adapt to like the immediate pressure, off the bat, and with all the moving parts, and like you're gonna get a good idea of like how like I guess it's more about the team gelling. I mean, you've got the parts here. I mean, Lane Kiffin's gonna have to do a hell of a he's gonna have to do a hell of a job. Like you're gonna figure out whether I mean, even if you lose 4 games, if they're
Mm-hmm.
close or there's some injury issues or like the team just hasn't quite settled,
Mm-hmm.
you'll get an idea of whether you got your money's worth with Lane Kiffin here. But I mean, I don't doubt Lane. I am just still absolutely like I know why it happened,
Mm-hmm.
but part of me wishes that Lane would have just said, "Hey, look, like I just gotta see if I can win a natty." You know what I mean? It's like part of me wanted to see that
Well,
run.
we were all for that. We were, Verge Osbury, the school president, we were all for letting Lane finish the season. We were not the ones that said you have to leave. We
Yeah,
said we can, yeah, you're going to be, pretty much going from Oxford to Baton Rouge every day, and we'll handle that. We'll give you
yeah,
private planes, we'll set up everything. Um, that was Ole Miss's call.
yeah,
And I understand why Ole Miss said, because you cannot have the head coach of LSU inside football ops at Ole Miss. And I get that.
yeah. Well, I mean, either way, whether it was the divorce came from Ole Miss's side or it came from Lane's side, like to me, I just wanted to see it happen because I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, if you're Ole Miss, you still haven't put the hay in the barn. If you're Lane, still haven't won a natty. You
Mm.
still haven't done it as a head coach. So it's kind of like this is a unique opportunity, especially if the
It's pretty
universities are
unique.
willing to.
Yeah, I mean, LSU, we were willing to. We were the guys saying, go finish your season. It was the Ole Miss guys
Okay,
who were
so Ole
like,
Miss was
no.
so butthurt that they cut their nose off to spite their face. That's ridiculous.
Exactly. And, and think about what other school is going to allow our whole offensive staff to go back to the old school to get them through the playoffs.
What an
So you
absolute
can't say,
what an
we were,
absolute mess.
I mean, we were definitely the more gentleman group in this divorce.
Yeah, it's kind of silly though. It's
And
like
as for Lane, I mean, when you have Nick Saban on the phone telling you, my biggest regret is leaving LSU because I should have never took that phone call from Miami to begin with.
yeah.
I mean, when the GOAT's telling you, yeah, he loved his time at Alabama, but he cherishes his time at LSU more, that says something.
I mean, all the pieces are there, man. There's no lack of investment,
Oh
from
no.
LSU's part. There's
I mean,
no.
the main issue we have on this team right now, Josh, is our depth at corner because without the second transfer portal, you couldn't really add anybody, and we did lose
Yeah.
two guys in spring, one to an Achilles tear and one to an ACL.
I think the other thing too that's fascinating, your your last quarter of the schedule
Mm-hmm.
will be one of the tougher ones in the nation, and it's almost like somehow you get to 9-3, and you just pray your guys are healthy, because now it's about load management. It's about peaking in the playoffs. I mean, I mean, depending on how everything else kind of falls out here, I could very well see you guys losing 4 games
It's plausible.
and
Oh,
having
like I
like a
said,
very outside chance of being the last bubble team in, depending on what everybody else does.
I could definitely see that, Josh. Like I said, this whole the defense will be fine. I'm not for once. I am not worried about them whatsoever with the additions. It's all on Sam.
Yeah,
It's if Sam comes out week one looking like that, Sam Levitt we saw in the Scatterboo game.
right.
Oh, it's going to be on like Donkey Kong all year.
This,
But if he's still, limping, if that foot's not 100, which while you were gone, I brought some stuff about him. He's been running. He's cleared. He's 100% cleared now, according to Lane. He's been running 21 miles per hour, which if you did that to a 40 time, that's a 4.740.
yeah, he's rolling.
And like he's dunking, footballs into the 10-foot goalpost.
Okay, so he's. You just hope it holds up.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, you gotta hope it holds up. I mean, we spent too much money on this offensive line to protect him. As long as him and the receiving core click, because that's the main concern, is just getting that time. That's the main thing we gotta get that timing down.
Yeah.
I mean, O line, running backs are fine. We're stacked there like we should be in past. It's just gonna go down the Sam, buddy.
That's all you need. Well, I mean, I think you guys are going to have something to say about it. That's for sure. It's going to be a fun season either way. I mean, I think you guys are just maybe the expectations might be a little ahead of where you guys could even reasonably be in terms of like meshing, staff, players, playbook, because you're moving in a whole new OC, new DC.
Mm-hmm.
You said 40 rosters.
No, DC's the same.
Oh, sorry, DC.
Defensive staff same outside 2 coaches.
Okay, so you're trying to move half a team in with
Pretty
a starting
much.
quarterback that isn't familiar with your playbook, and you've got literally one of the harder schedules. I mean, if you get to 9-3, man, hats off. I mean, you guys will be in the playoffs, that's for sure, and you'll have a puncher's chance to win it all.
But I know you say that, Josh. But look what Cincinnati did in 2 years in Indiana.
100%.
I mean, I think the years of grooming a team to be a championship are gone. You have a team season by season now.
It's like get to game 10, and you've got a shot to win it all.
Pretty much. Get there, gets that. If we can beat Bama, and I really need to see this Bama team, Josh. I don't have as much faith. I mean, when they're last in recruiting for next year, that's a red alarm. Like I've never heard that since Saban's been at Bama. I have never heard Bama being near the bottom of any recruiting class. And I know transfer portal is a thing now, but that's not Bama.
Yeah. Well,
and you guys may spring back, but for right now, to that even be said, I would be like,
yeah, there's some fear in there.
Like I said, I really think y'all don't make the best thing is to not make the playoffs. Dan Lanning gets out week 1 and
flush
they
the
make
toilet.
Yeah, and then Dan Lanning's at Bama again, and that's the scariest. I will say this out loud, Josh. If I had to choose between having the Lane train or Dan Lanning, I'm going with Dan Lanning.
I mean, is Dan Lanning interested in joining the SEC though? That's the one question.
I think you got to remember he was the linebacker coach for Saban.
Yeah, but it's almost just like you're at Oregon. You just get to the playoff, and what are they going to do? Fire you?
I mean, dude, it's proving right now that Nike money doesn't win you a championship.
Right. There was just something. I think Indiana just woke up and chose violence too, because that first game was close.
It was, but that dude, there was no stopping that Indiana team in the playoffs. That thing was just flipping. I mean, I knew before they kicked off against Bama that Bama was done.
They kicked the shit out of Alabama. That was embarrassing.
It was very embarrassing.
That was the most pathetic performance out of Alabama that resulted in a loss, not including the USF game, because that was an embarrassing performance. They just happened to win that game.
Yeah. Does Auburn play Texas? Because didn't USF almost beat Texas to Texas?
USF has had some close scrapes here. I think what's weird about them though is they lose games they shouldn't.
True. No,
Auburn,
they
oh,
should have hired John Gruden.
FSU, you shut your whore mouth. FSU needs to hire John Gruden. You stay far and away from John Gruden, okay? You shut up. You know, no, you don't say his name. No, Florida or Auburn does not play. Uh, they do not play Texas.
Okay.
Auburn's got. They have an interesting schedule.
Auburn's
Yeah,
going to be that team, like you said. They're going to be that team. They're not. They'll probably make the equivalent of like the Pop Tart Bowl era, but they're going to ruin someone's season.
they're not beating Georgia. I'll give you that. They might beat Tennessee. I can honestly see them somehow beating Tennessee early.
You know who I think Georgia's going to beat like a drum?
Everyone, Florida.
Ole Miss. No, Vendetta, Ole Miss. They're going to Athens for that game.
Georgia's got to figure that out because I mean, Ole Miss ran them both times. They just happened to be lucky to win the first one.
Yeah, but do you beat Kirby? Do you? How many times do you get to trick Kirby in 24 months?
Yeah, not many.
Once. You get
Yeah.
once. It's like you beat Saban last year. He's going to kick your ass next.
Georgia has an amazingly good start to their season. Yeah. Oh, two cupcakes here. Tennessee State, Western Kentucky, Arkansas is a nice home opener. No, that's a road opener. I don't know. Oklahoma's going to be interesting. I mean, I think they're tough. Their offense just sucked last year.
Yeah, and I'm
They
going to
got
tip my hat to Oklahoma real quick. Congrats on keeping the baseball national championship in the SEC for now 6 years straight. Congrats.
we had Sooners got some mojo. Georgia does not have an easy schedule. Georgia's schedule is a little difficult.
Well,
Bama.
that was the whole point of this because how many years was the SEC East just Florida, Georgia?
It was a very long time, and there was a very long time where it was just Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tennessee's been an odd underachiever. I don't know. Florida's schedule is pretty easy. I could see them getting to 8 wins. I mean, if their coach is worth half a shit. I don't know. Well, whatever. They're just going to beat Florida State's brains out. That's the one I don't want to see.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna, should we even have to do a Florida State preview this year? No.
If you don't want, does it come with a bottle of like antidepressants?
It's like that episode of Family Guy where Peter's like, I can say A to Z in less than 1 second, and he just barks.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, we're gonna do the FSU preview, and I just
We're gonna do the FSU preview. Let me turn on the ASPCA music behind me as we talk.
Yeah, that's gonna be brutal, but I mean, it's gonna be a good one, man.
Joke, but we're on YouTube now. I'm gonna say it afterwards.
I'm excited, man. It's gonna be a hell of a season. I think it's gonna be the wildest season yet. It's just gonna be all over the place because there's just no telling who could win the national championship. I mean, we're gonna have our favorites, but I mean, Indiana came out of left field. If Indiana can come out of nowhere in 3 years and win the national title, I mean, that's just madness.
I mean,
That's
2 years. His first year, he makes them to the playoffs. Second year, you go undefeated and win a natty. I mean, Cignetti right now is the best coach in college football. There is no question about that.
I think
you don't. Who else walks into a shitty school like Indiana?
Yeah, garbage.
In 2 years, wins a natty.
Yeah, absolute trash. I don't know. Week 0 sucks this year, unfortunately. There's not even like a good marquee. I think this is the last week 0, thank God.
Yeah, because they don't want to do it anymore. Well, they just had to move the one marquee game that was supposed to be in Brazil and Rio de Janeiro between Virginia and
NC State.
Huh?
NC State.
NC State, just due to A, the field being garbage, and B, gang warfare. So they're moving it now back to Virginia for week 0.
Huh. That's bizarre. Things must not be going so well in South America.
Brazil be Brazil.
Yeah, just... Oh, wow, yeah. What a juggernaut matchup on the CW. New Mexico State at Florida State. 7 p.m. on the C-Dub. Man, what an embarrassing fall from grace here.
Yeah, I'll be getting ready for our trip.
This might be like the $17 ticket special here.
Dude, if I'm
Let's
watching
see.
a game on CW, that is now one of my safe words. So, Josh, if I ever call you and say, "Hey, bud, want to watch the game on CW?" I'm in trouble.
You've been kidnapped by the mafia.
I'm in a lot of trouble.
You're in deep doo doo.
Yeah,
Oh
like if
yeah,
I'm going, "Hey, I'm watching the game on True TV," just drop what you're doing and come to save me.
yeah. Just call in the National Guard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got plenty of previews to go. We can keep filthy FSU talk out of this thing, and the CW
Yeah.
can wait.
I already got an Ole Miss one ready to go. We're gonna do. I mean, of course, Bama. I mean, we gotta see if our other correspondents will join us for their show, Florida.
Yeah.
Which I heard Jeff is still on his spirit journey in Venezuela right now.
Yeah, we'll have to wrangle him. I couldn't get a hold of him and watch any Stanley Cup Finals with him, which was surprising. I figured I'd at least see one game with him, but his schedule was pretty crowded. Well, we'll
Gotcha.
definitely make a special trip. We'll make a special episode with Sean. I'm actually texting with Sean right now. He's really
Good.
big into World Cup soccer, so it'll be good to see him on the way over there.
Ew. Soccer. Ugh.
We'll do a Florida Gator. We'll save the Gator preview for when we go see Sean.
Just wait. I'm going to literally already have that thumbnail made before we go.
That's awesome. It's just
I
Sean.
already got the idea.
It's just Sean funneling an IPA.
Oh
Yeah,
God, IPAs.
a hazy IPA at that.
Oh. Dude, even though I don't drink anymore, I hated the liquid dirt of IPAs.
IPAs are a little strong.
Uh, if I drank, I was a light beer guy or a sour beer guy, but that's beside the point. Because guess what? You're getting shithoused in Baton Rouge on September 9th.
Yeah, it's gonna be disaster.
Dude, just to tell you, they're already saying Theo Vaughn's gonna be part of Walking Down the Hill with Webby, Lil Wayne, and Boosie.
He should be on our podcast somehow.
Who? Theo?
Yeah, Theo Vaughn, special guest Theo Vaughn. Everyone.
Fuck that. Special guest Boosie.
Well, I don't know. I don't think we could get any coherent takes out of that guy. Well, then Theo Vaughn would also be
Or
disqualified.
how about this? We get Lil Wayne.
Yeah, he would be like one. He's like a Muppet that's done too much Xanax. Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, we'll try to get. Well, at least when we're there, we will be filming. We'll try to get a. We'll try to see if we can get close to Theo. Maybe we'll try to see if we can get close to Pat McAfee as well.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to hang out with Pat McAfee.
Oh,
We get
dude,
Pat McAfee on the show.
dude, there's nothing like at 8 a.m. Central Time screaming at the top of your lungs, "Suck that tiger dick, bitch!" Because on national television, it's a treat that you're gonna enjoy.
It's exactly gonna happen.
Oh, dude, it's gonna happen like 3,000 times.
We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it happen.
It will happen, and I mean, there's also a slight chance you're gonna see a lot of former players there. Well, big chance. I mean, I've already heard Shaq's coming.
Nice.
He'll be doing. He always comes down for big games, and he's trying to be a big part of our basketball program right now.
Right.
So he'll be there. Supposedly, if OBJ, which love him or hate him, that man bleeds purple and gold, and this will be one of the first times he'll be back. He will make the band play neck. He will make it rain on the band director, and they will start spamming it.
Whatever it takes. We'll get fined.
No, it doesn't matter. The band gets fined or whatever. I mean, we still
Right.
chant
Well, somebody will pick up the Somebody will pick up the tab.
Dude, what gets me is they ban us for that, yet we will sing "Set It Off" by Boosie word for word in the stadium.
Yeah, there's no real
It's like,
logic.
I mean, we're literally saying "Set this bitch off," y'all set this bitch off.
Yeah, it's not really. It's not about logic, I suppose.
No.
All right, well, guys, thanks for tuning in. Goal Line Guys, GoalLineGuys.com is the mothership. We're going to flip it on over to YouTube and Rumble. Check us out at Goal Line Guys. That's where you're going to find us here. Yeah, it's going to be a great season. I can't get here fast enough. What do we got, like 66 days? We're past
Something like that.
69 days.
Close. We're close. Oh, giggity.
Yeah, we missed the giggity. Let's see, countdown timer. Pardon my yawn there. We're let's see. 66 days. Let's go. All right, cool beans. I
Yeah,
like
we'll
it.
get that. And 4 days later, you and I will be making that trek to the
We're gonna
bayou.
we're gonna make history.
We are.
All right, buddy.
All right. Well, nice talking, y'all. Season 1 on YouTube. Let's do it. And do you want me to sign us off?
Absolutely, sir.
As always, suck that tiger dick, bitch. Bye.